I ain't gonna hold you. I had to, cause I seen it, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't see it coming. So, as you can see, Ari says stuff, but it's throwing me for a loop too, and I'm reacting to. I need to actually go to the actual channel. I was going to do the Don Reacts, but let's actually go to the channel and see what she says.
I don't like
reacting to another reaction.
You are very attractive.
That's cool. We can move. Yeah.
Says when you shame light skinned men, dark skinned women pay the price. And again, as you can see, I got it from Young Don Reacts. But this is throwing me for a loop. I'm not gonna hold you, but it actually makes sense. Hear her out. I'm gonna let her explain it.
Yeah.
If it's light, it ain't right.
If it's light, it ain't right.
But you're cute.
Now, is he someone that's your type?
No.
Okay, and why not?
I like my skin tone darker.
So why'd you end up hopping his balloon?
Because he's more on the lighter side.
Okay.
Yellow guys really not my go-to.
I knew it.
And you know what it really be though, to me personally? I think it's more so, it could be that, you know what I mean? It could be solely that, don't get it twisted. Not all. But it could be the aspect of, even if he was dark skinned, it's just, she wouldn't probably be into him. You know what I mean? Because of the facial features, nose, eyes, you know what I mean? Beard, you know what I mean? The aesthetic. But it's like easier to just basically just label it all into that light skin group. Same thing vice versa with dark skinned people. You know what I mean? As much as, you know, women get on black men that do that, where they'll lump it all in. I'm gonna let her cook.
Yeah, but and now is he someone that's your type?
You're a nice gentleman, but probably not.
Okay.
This is the same dude.
I just really don't like light skin like that.
Because I have.
It's not light skin, is it?
It's the same dude.
God. Don't bring this back, please.
We can shine together. We can shine.
I do believe in contrast. I do.
But the quiet part that's not being said out loud is that every time you insult a light-skinned man, you are therefore insulting a dark-skinned woman, because you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Let me explain.
That shit crazy when she put that shit together. I was kind of like, that was very well done. That's people that actually think about these type of topics. You know what I mean? I fuck with it.
So this topic has kind of been weighing heavy on my mind for a while, and it's something I wanted to talk about. And I know my background is different and I look a mess. I don't know. A lot of things are moving.
See that peroxide in your
background. I still want to be able to post a video this week.
Oh, she got some flowers.
So this video is going to be more of like a rant style video on this topic. And very quickly before we get into it, I want to say thank you guys so much for getting me to 9,000 subscribers. It genuinely means the world to me. Okay, 90% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed, so please subscribe so we can get to that 10K
I would
mark,
subscribe, but I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Have y'all noticed anytime someone wants to insult a light-skinned man, it typically falls somewhere along the lines of him being effeminate, him being soft.
It said, let me see. I accidentally said all light-skinned men are sassy in front of my light-skinned homeboy / white skin. I had a nigga that looked just like him back when I went to Stone Mountain. That nigga he was translucent, goddammit. But you know what? He'd beat your ass too. He'll beat your motherfucking ass too.
Typically falls somewhere along the lines of him being effeminate, him being soft, him, you know, lacking masculinity. But the quiet part that's not being said out loud is that every time you insult a light-skinned man, you are therefore insulting a dark-skinned woman, because you can't have one without the other. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, you know, the way people talk about light-skinned men on the internet, whether it's through jokes, through memes, or maybe like through dating shit.
Women, I know y'all don't want to believe it, but she's talking about women doing this type of shit. Yes, men do it too. Don't get it twisted. Men do it too, but it's mainly us following behind how women treat light-skinned men. It just is what it is. Because let's just keep it a buck. It's not us judging us, because we ain't into us. Now, you do have the brothers that be moving weird when they'll get like brownie points with the women. They feel like they'll get brownie points with the women if they talk about other brothers. If you feel me, those weirdos, y'all niggas, y'all fucking weirdos, nigga. Y'all weird as fuck. But this is truthfully, I really do believe this is dedicated towards how women shaming light-skinned men then has the aspect of dark-skinned women. Now, again, this is not in the title. She said, whether you be man or woman. I get that. But by my life, in my 30 plus years of living, is usually is usually when it comes to the aspect of colorism, I usually do be seeing a lot of light skinned women and dark skinned women. Brian, give me a minute. I tried to do this shit. All right, my bad. I had to fix some shit. But yeah, like it's just a matter of basically, I do see a lot of women now. It could be the aspect of women seeing a lot of men do it. But like I said before, I don't think that men doing that light skinned dude shit is more so the aspect of those weirdos that be moving, trying to get, basically they trying to get the box. I'm just going to keep it a buck. They're trying to get your pussy. So they'll say if you're, you know, a light skinned man, a dark skinned, or excuse me, if the other man is a light skinned man, they'll say shit like, oh, well, he be moving like emotional. And, you know, just to get your box, just to get kudo points from you. You know what I mean? Which is weird to me. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I know that I'm not every nigga. You feel me? But yeah, some niggas do be shaming other niggas to be closer to the prospect, for lack of better words, like old boy be saying. And that just is what it is. But let's just keep it a buck. It is more pronounced with how women feel about light-skinned men because of how they feel about light-skinned women. You understand what I mean? I know, but you know, there's just my personal opinion on that. But it, you know, it could be a little bit of both too, but it just, I feel as though I see a lot more men do it in the aspect of gaining the attention of what the fuck? Gaining the attention of the said woman that he's basically, you know, clowning the light skinned dude for.
Shows I see a lot of clips from Pop the Balloon where if a light skinned man comes out, more than likely a lot of the women, even if they're light skinned themselves, are going to pop because they don't prefer light skinned men or they prefer darker skinned men, right? It's a very common joke.
And let's just keep it on there. That could be a preference. Again, that could be a preference. That's cool. But now that we're talking about the aspect of where do your preference come from? And again, this is a conversation that's been directed and started by black women. This is why I said what I said previously. The aspect of, do you like those women that you say that you like, or do you just like it because that's what society says that you like? Because you don't even know this woman. You don't know her personalities, her ins, her outs, her likes, her wants, her needs, but you just automatically do it because she light skinned. And again, that can be a preference. Be clear. I want for the people in the back. I'm saying that that can be a preference, but are you sure? You've done this all your life since you was in kindergarten. Are you sure? Have you ever had an ounce of liking other women outside of that specific color range? Because you know how black women come in all shades, all fucking shades. And I've seen the craziest of light skin and the sweetest of light skin. And I've seen the craziest of dark skinned women and the sweetest of dark skinned women. You know what I mean? So just automatically popping your balloon off of just the aesthetic, which is, it's just understandable. Just why do you like the things that you like? Have you ever questioned that? You feel me? Have you ever questioned that, whether you be a man or a woman? Because I really do believe that this video is geared towards the aspect of women doing these type of things. Because, you know, she started off with the pop the balloon. She could have started off with the men.
It's a very common meme. It's a very common
but it's easier.
Also,
I think that she didn't start off with the men because it was low hanging fruit. And again, I congratulate her for making niggas actually think. You know, making me think about just the title alone, but I know she made women think, you know what I mean? Why do you like dark skinned men? Is it for an aesthetic or is it because of society standards? And do you know that that can also, just as much as we're saying that those men are somehow more feminine, then what does that make a dark skinned man? More aggressive? Same thing goes vice versa with you see what I mean? Like that, she threw me off with that. Like clap, bravo with that shit, Ari. For real. Like that's a good fucking
these jokes have a couple
correlation.
of issues, right? Number one, when people insult light-skinned men and say that they're feminine, they are soft.
Bingo.
Some people may say I'm
womanhood.
Too woke. I don't
womanhood as an it's womanhood as an insult. Go back to that. Being feminine, mind you. For the conscious people that know, we do have a bit of both. Now, yes, in men, there is supposed to be more masculine, supposedly, you know what I mean? More masculine than the feminine. But don't get it twisted. We do got both. Same thing with women. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. But how those are pronounced, you know what I mean? And in your actions, where you go about your life on a day to day. But to say that men are more feminine because they're light skinned, it's almost as though men who can't help the fact that they fucking light skinned. They just came out the way that they came out, right? As far as being light skinned, it just is what it is. It's on their skin. But because of that, they're now considered or deemed as feminine. That's an insult to women, to all women, because you think that that's what make you feminine is being light skinned? Bingo. Do you get it, ladies? So it's like, that's why I feel like this is geared towards, it's literally a saying to women that if you say that about men, then you then have to then say that about women that are dark skinned. You understand what I mean? This is the aspect of the cognitive dissonance, because I promise you those same women will say things like, how dare Kodak Black say what he said? How dare ASAP Rocky say what he said? But you don't realize that you're picking and choosing the same type of way, just the other way around with the same type of mental thought. And yeah, she goes into the aspect of
and say that they're feminine, they are soft. Some people may say I'm too woke. I don't like the insult of being feminine or being close to being like acting like a woman. I don't like that insult. I don't ever find it funny, right?
When women insult men, they are actually just insulting themselves. If a man does anything that is deemed stereotypically a female behavior, like they catch an attitude, they complain, they wear bedazzled clothes, I don't know, a whoop.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen all of that shit on TikTok, screaming to the rooftops, I better not ever see a nigga in these bedazzled jeans. Again, that's not my thing. But again, if that's not your thing, then just find you another nigga and move around, young lady. You don't have to insult the niggas that's doing it. Some niggas that be doing that and they are not, homosexual, that let them be happy with what they doing. They feel like they fly. Let them be fly. If they feel like that, it's crazy because I sound like the fucking women that say to men that can't allow women to be happy doing them. Dressing how they want to dress, out in public, how they want to be out in public. But it's crazy because those same women will literally lambaste the men that do that to them and then do the same exact thing. I'm literally talking, I got a specific few women in my head already. The cognitive dissonance amongst the women, specifically our black women, dog.
Women will go insult that man's manliness by calling him a woman. They'll be like, do you need lip gloss? Like, do you want my tampon? Like, okay, diva, okay, princess, okay, queen. Because those behaviors aren't considered like something men should do. But, their behavior.
These are the same women that claim that they want patriarchy to be dismissed, gone with, dead, over. These are the same women that want patriarchy to be gone. They say that they do, but clearly, like the sign says, they're misogynistic within themselves, but they feel as though because they're a woman, they can't be misogynistic. Because they're a woman, they can't want patriarchy. No, when you want a man to take over and take the role of a fucking leader in your relationship, you want the patriarchy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. If you want equal, then find a man that's equal to you, making the same amount as you. Don't complain about it. Don't complain about it. you over here complaining about some Salisbury steak. If you got cereal and no milk with the canned milk, you feel me? And he over there with the Salisbury steak and he give you some of his Salisbury steak, be proud. You feel me? Be proud that your man is out here working for that Salisbury steak to be able to feed you. Now, all salaciousness and all facetiousness to the side, but it's like, again, a lot of the patriarchy talk is had by women that still want to be in the patriarchy. And that's the most baffling shit about that. The women that still want their husband to be 100,000 and above as far as annual, to be the man that goes in and makes the fucking room shake no matter where he goes. And you're complaining about the patriarchy. How? You want that. You want that. You want your man to also be respectful to you. The patriarchy doesn't mean he's being disrespectful. The patriarchy means that he's being a leader. He's leading. You understand what I mean? Let me see. Case in point, patriarchy definition. I want to make sure that we be clear. And again, this is not to even talk about the aspect of how that video leads into what I'm saying. It's just the aspect of, I just see a lot of women that literally do shit like that. The whole light skin shit, and then claim that they don't want the patriarchy. No, you are enveloped by it. Like that fucking Bane quote. You were simply put it on like no, you were born in it. Patriarchy is a social system in which men hold primary power, predominant in roles of political leadership, moral authority, social privilege, and control of property. That's it. In the domain of the family, father or eldest male holds authority over the wives, and children lineage is typically traced through the male line. Beyond the family structure, the term is widely used in sociology and feminist theory to describe broader societal structures where men as a group dominate and disproportionately control institution. It doesn't talk about anything about respect. It doesn't talk anything about disrespect. If you want that to be gone, you don't want a male leader. You want an equal partner. And if that's the case, that's cool. To the women that want that, that's cool. I'm not saying that that's a problem. I'm saying that the women that say that they want their cake and eat it too is the problem. If you want a man to be equal to you, stand on that. Stand on that. Don't then say, oh, well, you're acting feminine because you don't have the job that I think that you should have. Oh, well, you're being feminine because you're a stay-at-home dad. Oh, well, you understand what I mean? These are the same women that scream to the rooftops that patriarchy should be gone, should be annihilated. You feel me?
Behaviors that women do, but they're negative behaviors. And women basically call men annoying by calling them women. Do you understand how fucking crazy that is?
It also reminds me of
I know I'm not the only
whenever a
one.
man is like being extremely like emotional or acting out of character, and people are like, oh my God, like you're acting like a woman, like you need to man up. Women are not the ones that are driving their vehicles into parades.
Man accused of driving into pedestrian near Auckland First Friday, even tried with attempted murder.
And going into, public spaces with, and you know what I'm saying? Women aren't the ones that are doing that. Yes, we may cry, we may, throw a thing here or there, but I hate when people use femininity or like womanhood as an insult to men that are misbehaving or being overly emotional in a very stereotypical man way, because man emotional and woman emotional are very different.
Let's go even further. And she's talking about this. Let's talk about the aspect of how they call them gay. Because if you don't want to disrespect women, so you disrespect homophobia. I mean, you're being homophobic in the way that you go about instructing how a man is not showing up, how he should show up. No constructive at all. Straight insults to people that don't have shit to do with what you got going on with that man. It's either other women, dark-skinned women, or gay people or LGBT. And this is why I said that I hear women doing this shit. The same women that will scream to the rooftops of we should get rid of patriarchy. No, you like this shit. You like it here. You like it here. Your actions say everything.
Okay, so I hate when people use femininity or a woman being a woman as an insult, right? But secondly, I hate specifically whenever they associate femininity with light-skinned men, because for one, there is no scientific proof that biologically, if your skin is lighter, you are more feminine or more masculine or vice versa. That just doesn't make any sense, right? But two, my real issue with it is that let's really break this down into 1, 2, 3 ABC blocks, okay? A lot of people don't like light-skinned men because they feel like they're soft, they're feminine, they're pretty, whatever, right?
Being light-skinned, what do people think you're soft still? You're a lot younger than us.
Yeah.
But light-skin was soft back in the day. Is it still there?
Yeah, I think, there's always that struggle of fitting in and feeling like you have to prove yourself on not only just this side, but that side as well. So, yeah, I think there's the essence of when I was growing up, they think you soft, so you just learn how to fight on all different sides of the spectrum. And I grew up with an older brother, and the things that was bestowed upon him, I felt that wrath. So, he really introduced me into that world of okay, they're going to try you, don't let them disrespect you and whatnot. So, yeah, I feel like there's this essence of me always trying to find my identity of being I'm not this.
And they're going to talk about this podcast because they be saying some very controversial shit on here. But let's just keep it a buck. Some women just don't like men talking about men shit, and just keep it a buck. They call it what it is. They probably not even gonna like the video that I'm making with this.
I'm not white enough. I'm not black enough. So I just think that's also it's a misconnotation that, you're soft or, I think I'll challenge that verbiage.
Why is that? Lighter skin has for a very long time been deemed the preference,
softer,
right?
yeah.
And that's in general,
and feminine.
Men and women and everybody in between in certain ways, but especially for women, right? But light skin has been associated with softness and purity and innocence and as seen as less aggressive, less violent, more safe, right?
Yeah.
So in this conversation and in this context, when we say these things about light skinned men, it doesn't stop at the men. It also applies to the women. women. Because if you look at the way people conversate about black women, light-skinned black women versus
Bingo.
dark-skinned black women,
Bingo.
right? Dark-skinned women are aggressive, they're mean, they're angry, they're violent, right? Same for dark-skinned men. Dark-skinned men, a lot of women that say they want darker-skinned men because
They're supposed to be aggressive in
they're
bed.
strong,
They
they'll
usually
protect
talk about
you,
them
they're brute
in
which is
bed.
not again.
That's another thing I want to talk about. I be going off into these other fucking spectrums of this shit. But another reason why a lot of these women be choosing dark-skinned men, I know dark-skinned men can talk about this shit, but it's because of the sexual prowess that they believe that they will have they find them, it's almost like what do you call it? It's a fetish. It's like they fetishize dark-skinned men. And I know I'm not tripping for saying that specific word, fetish. Fetish. Black women, let's stop it. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I know that they got the other groups of women, but I'm talking specifically to black women because these are the same women that tell us that we should stop. Same thing goes vice versa for you. That's all. Let's stop this together. How about that? Stop this shit together. Cause all I'm thinking in my head is how bad they got on Young Jeezy, and again, rightfully so, because I feel fucking like, what the fuck were you thinking, Young Jeezy? When I found out that fucking the Asian girl, again, light skin, the Asian girl said that I like to have my dark meat on the side. When I heard that from her, yes, I do hear even black women speak on dark-skinned men as a appetite, a sexual appetite, not his character, not how he shows up. You know what I mean? Not him being how he basically performs as a man or has his masculine. No. She don't need you, my nigga. It's 2026. What that D do is what she's saying. Pause for the niggas in the back. But let's keep it a buck. It's a fetish for some women, specifically for some of our women. They call it what it is. I know that I'm labeled as some dick to some girls in the phone. I know that. And I ain't even dark skinned, but I know what I got. It just is what it is, but nobody want to be niggas could talk about how, like I said in my last video with Issa Rae talking about, basically nobody wants to marry the best D, right? Niggas, I mean, it's a niggas. Women can talk about that, but niggas can't talk about shit like this. Unless it's a lady like Miss Ari that says it herself. I'm just giving it a perspective as a man and what I've also seen as a man. You understand what I mean? That try to be nuanced, try to look at it on both sides and try to not be, as they would say, red pill. It's just the aspect of being observant. That's all. And a lot of women do not like a nigga that's observant. Because what the fuck you observant, nigga? How dare you actually have thoughts and feelings about shit?
And scientifically proven that because somebody's darker skin, they're more masculine or more likely to protect you. It just doesn't really make sense. But ironically, although the light skin being soft, feminine, pretty, and dark skin being, aggressive and brute, doesn't stop at the man or the woman, but the way that either one is accepted or perceived is different, right?
Yeah.
So for a dark-skinned man to be aggressive and strong and brute, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
People want that.
Yeah.
But for a dark-skinned woman, that's an insult. That
Exactly.
is seen
It
as
plays
a
into the
negative.
patriarchy, doesn't it?
That is
I would think.
a trait that is put on dark-skinned women, even if they aren't like, she
it's
can be the most,
colorist
soft,
to an extent, but
soft-spoken,
it's like
feminine,
also plays into the
dark-skinned black woman
patriarchy, I
in your entire
believe.
life. But because she's dark-skinned, people automatically in their brains attribute these qualities to her that just don't make sense based off of her skin tone, right? And her having these same qualities that her dark-skinned male counterpart has is a bad thing, while him having it is a good
I think
thing.
all of them motherfuckers play into the patriarchy, don't it? Like the aspect of a man being a man, right? Specifically black man, right? A man being a man, and the colorism aspect into it, right? But he's not a man if he's light skinned because he's what they say is basically more too emotional, as if dark skinned men don't have emotions, right? I mean, and you can't lead if you have emotions. It's like, I don't know. It's this shit kind of made me talk. It made me think. I said made me talk. Made me think. I'm gonna let y'all see the rest of it. Because this is where I stop. This is literally where I stop. But y'all watch the rest of it. I'm gonna put the link link it in the description. I'm gonna see if I want to follow her, because again, I'm scared to follow some of these women, because sometimes they'll have some bangers and then other times they'll be on some FD signifier shit, you know what I mean? Because it's like content, you know what I mean? It's content, which is understandable, but it's like I don't want to see no cognitive dissonance on their half too. I don't know. Not saying that Ari does that. I don't know, because this is the first video I've seen of hers. But let me see. I'm gonna just go to her page and just look at some of her thumbnails. Why is violence against women becoming? Why the fuck is this nigga on there? He slapped her on camera. Oh, word. So what you call him? The The Shake slapped a woman on camera. She's fast, acting grown. The deeper issues with calling black girls fast. Yeah, I do believe that there's issues with that. Why is everyone on the internet so miserable? Social media is lying to us. Why? Women only want rich men. Everyone hates plus size women. Men don't like black women. I've seen that a lot of times on TikTok. I do not like that shit. She's a bird. Then the scapegoat effect, the gender double standard of public judgment. If she's a bird, he's the nest. Why a woman punished? Yeah, these are pretty good videos. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm lonely and that's okay. You don't have the dark side of selfies. Natural hair is hard. No, it is. I agree with some of these thumbnails. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm a follower. You got my subscription. I'm not gonna hold you, Ari. I fuck with you. I just want to make sure because sometimes these motherfucking content creators be going hard with some of they shit. Like when I say go hard, they be doing the most to get like clicks and views. Stay focused. If you're in this content creation game, you do not have to do streamer university type shit. Just be you. Talk about shit that make you think. You know what I mean? I fuck with a lot of shit. As far as I say, I fuck with a lot of shit. I fuck with a lot of her thumbnails, so I'm gonna definitely go back to these, and I'm pretty sure that YouTube is gonna suggest them, the ones that's basically popping up. Because I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna go to that one. I want to listen to her thoughts on that one, specifically her thoughts. Because yeah, I don't like when they do that as well. Because it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's not as though every other race of girls do the same exact shit, but it's labeled harder on black women. You know, just black people in general. The pink sauce lady and why you're afraid of failure. Wait, but didn't she get sued for that shit though? Stop bullying. This is what happens to kids online. The long-lasting effects of bullying social media. You don't have any friends, but here's why that's a good thing. No, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm an introvert, and all of the stories that I be hearing, both women and men talk about, I be like, damn, you got to go through that. That's tough. That's tough. Also, some Illuminati shit, bro. That's tough. But yeah. And she's beautiful herself. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. She pretty as hell. All right, let me get off a page and start doing some other video. But shout out to Miss Ari and shout out to that conversation. That was deep. I ain't gonna hold you. That was deep. I mean, you can be dark skinned as long as you don't have a big nose. See? And I love a beautiful. I love a woman with a big nose. I ain't gonna hold you. I love a woman with that with the gap. They call it aesthesia. I love that shit. I've heard black women say they could not see themselves with a nigga like Jonathan Major because he had a nigga nose. Black women agreed to what she said. Absolute horrible cinema, but absolute. I promise you. I know I'm not the only nigga that's come in contact with women that will also say shit like, how dare you talk about dark-skinned black women? It's like, huh? But I'm gonna get off of this shit. It's so many conversations. I think Ari's gonna help me dive into those conversations because she got some good videos. It seemed like she got some dope videos. And yes, I fucks with the videos. These are good talks. I ain't gonna hold you. I was looking for some black women content creators to follow, to be honest with you. It's a couple that I do follow. I think you've seen them on my page, but like that we go. Bunkai.